Thank you for tuning in for the VIP premiere of the Zoe's Place Christmas 2021 Giving Campaign. You've received a very special invitation to this virtual event because you're one of the people who've supported us in the past and allowed us to do what we do. For 26 years, Zoe's Place Baby Hospice has been providing care and support to babies and infants with life-limiting and life-threatening conditions and their families. And that's only been possible because local people, local communities and local businesses have stood shoulder to shoulder with us and allowed us to do the work that we do and have an impact in the lives of those families. This year it's going to cost us more than £1 million to do the work that we do in the Liverpool Hospice alone, and 75% of that comes from fundraised income. So when we say that we really couldn't do this without you, we really, really mean it. In a minute, I'm going to pass over to 3 of our families who are going to tell you their stories themselves. But before they do, I just want to take the opportunity on behalf of the families, the babies, and all of the team here at Zoe's Place to say thank you so much for supporting us and being part of the huge network of people that allows us to do what we do in Liverpool.
So at home was myself, John, my wife Carolyn, her daughter Olivia, who's 8, and Cara, who's 5.
When Cara was born, she was born quite small and there was a few issues with feeding difficulties. And eventually we were discharged from hospital after a week. But in the next 3 months, she just wasn't really growing, she wasn't developing, and there was a few little issues. At 4 months old, she then started developing seizures. And on one particular day, she had 26 seizures, which prompted a visit to Alder Hay, and she was diagnosed at that point as having a rare genetic condition, which results in her having quite severe disabilities and quite complex needs. At home,
It's very busy, isn't it?
It's a busy life. John works as an engineer, I'm a nurse, and it's a busy day. We get up at 6 o'clock to, Cara's obviously quite difficult to get ready in the mornings. It takes a lot longer to get her ready, to give her a medication, her feed. When we come home in the evenings, again, Cara's needs are 24 hours, so we have to care for her in the evening. She doesn't sleep well at night, so it's quite a tiring day, really.
It is, yeah. You come home from work and it's like straight away you're into get the medicines ready, prepare the feed, because Cara's obviously peg fed as well, and then we have to get ready for bed. And then there's other things going on in the house, so you still got to maintain the household as well. So it's not just work and looking after the kids. There's other jobs to do.
And then at the weekends, sort of our days off, we like to go out with the children and do things, but we're very restricted because of Cara's needs. We can't just have a normal day out. Often places aren't accessible for Cara. They don't have the changing facilities she needs. We're not able to sort of get up and go away for a weekend, are we?
No.
Because Cara has a lot of equipment that's involved to care for her at home. Again, weekends are very busy and we have to really think about what we want to do on our time off, don't we?
Yeah. It doesn't just stop as well when the kids are in bed. Throughout the night, there's times where we can be up 3-4 times during the night as well to see to Cara. We've got cameras everywhere and stuff in Cara's room, and it's like every little noise, boom, awake, looking at the cameras and stuff, making sure everything's all right. And that can go on through the night as well. Just little things like that, keeps you awake. And
so when Cara comes to Zoe's Place initially, when we first became aware of Zoe's Place and we were offered some respite here for Cara, I was quite reluctant to leave Cara with anyone else. She's got quite significant needs and I was quite anxious about leaving her anywhere. So initially we accessed a respite on a daily basis, 1 or 2 days a month where she would come, and then that progressed and we eventually left Cara here for a full weekend. When Cara did come here for that weekend, what we realised was that she was really settled here. She seemed very happy. The staff are obviously, very experienced in looking after children with quite significant needs.
Fantastic.
All the facilities that they've got here. So we found that we were actually very comfortable that weekend. That initial weekend we didn't do much but stay at home next to the phone. But since then, Cara has often come here for a weekend each month, which allows us to have an evening out, take her sister out for a day somewhere where we wouldn't normally be able to visit with Cara because we're having to think about her needs. we can get up and go away for a weekend again with Olivia. We get a night's sleep, don't we, and a little bit of rest as well during that weekend, where we're not having to worry about Cara's constant needs throughout that day. And we've also been very lucky in that Cara's been able to stay here for a full week, which has allowed us the opportunity to go on holiday abroad. Since Cara was diagnosed, that was life-changing for us as a family. Without, Cara coming here for respite, we would never have had some of the opportunities that's allowed us to have. We wouldn't have been able to go on holiday with Olivia. A couple of years ago as well, we got married, and 2 of the staff from Zoe's Place came to the wedding and looked after Cara, didn't they, all day that day. And then she came back and stayed in the hospice for 2 nights. The day for us would have been very different had we have been having to worry about medications, of feed, entertaining her. She can't entertain herself, she can't do anything for herself. We wouldn't have been able to stay over at the hotel that evening. Just having the staff there with her, it was just, we were able to enjoy a day that everyone else is allowed to enjoy without doing worries anyway.
Cara loves sensory lights and sounds, and here at Zoe's Place there's a sensory room, which Cara absolutely loves. And
her other favourite thing is the hydrotherapy pool. Cara loves swimming. Now that she's a bit bigger, she's a little bit heavy for us to take to the swimming pool, so when she comes here again, accessing the hydrotherapy pool is really relaxing for her.
Just like to say a big thank you to all of those people and businesses who support Zoe's Place. It makes a massive difference to people like myself and Carolyn and Olivia. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Zoe Garrett. I'm Deputy Head of Care here at Zoe's Place Baby Hospice. I've been here 12 years, and the best part of my job is being able to support families who need us at the most vulnerable time in their lives. Knowing that we're providing a home from home environment is hugely rewarding. It's only for the generosity of the public who help us continue to give this support to our families.
I'm Mark, I'm Sophie's dad, my wife Pearl. We also have another daughter, Amelia, who's 7, and then we've got Sophie, who comes here to Zoe's Place, she's 5. We've got a couple of dogs, Dylan and Lily, and that generally makes up our immediate family in our house.
When Sophie was born, she was a normal, happy, healthy child. At around about 6 months of age, I noticed she wasn't meeting her milestones. She wasn't able to sit up unaided at all. So it was about 10 months old, was it, when we got referred?
Yeah, 10 months.
10 months we were referred obviously to community peds. Just could we go for blood tests at Alder Hay?
The doctor said that Sophie had SMA, type 1. It was like, oof, I'd say it was tough.
Yeah, our world fell apart.
Yeah.
But in the next breath, when they told us there was a treatment.
Yeah, there's a treatment, yeah. So SMA is not, it's not curable, but there's some amazing new developments in medical science at the moment with it.
It doesn't cure her, but it has stopped the condition worsening.
Like initially, obviously, we were told that SMA, if you look on the internet, SMA's got a really, really poor outlook. Most children under 2 don't survive, particularly with Sophie's got type 1, so she's got the most severe type of SMA. But we got that treatment, so that's good, and it's brought Sophie on. She's a different kid to what she would have been, we think. Okay, so a normal day in Sophie's life, like a routine, is it changes really. It can be some days be really busy, other days it can be not so busy. Sophie has the unique ability to become very ill very quickly, and with that comes a change in routine. So she would normally wake up probably around 6 o'clock, normally with a smile and a shout, or certainly
a song.
Sorry, a song. And then the routine starts. Obviously, we have to wash and bathe and get her dressed. She can't do any of them things herself. There's quite a lot of medication to have first thing in the morning. Sometimes we supplement with a feed through a feeding tube she has in her stomach. It could be chest physio, nebulizer, that sort of stuff. That's all before breakfast really. Routines are busy for us morning time and then evening time. Again, the night, one of us is generally up until about midnight at least anyway, until she comes off her feeding pump, because there's always that risk that she's going to vomit or the tube gets wrapped somewhere. She couldn't roll over in the bed. So she would lie in one position and she got uncomfortable and she didn't understand why she wasn't comfortable, so she'd cry. So we'd probably be in there at least hourly. Sleep is something that I think we've definitely become conditioned to do without. Try and make her life
as normal as
normal. She's really interactive. She wants to be like her sister. She's getting to understand her limitations at the moment. I think it frustrates her a little bit. She wants to be able to walk and show you if I can do this, if I can do this, if I can do that, Daddy. And there's another thing where if she's in her power chair, she does this with her shoulders. That means she's running. So she's just pretending to run. I think it was the hospital team mentioned Zoe's Place to us. And again, I'll be honest, my first value was up and I said, no, I don't want to go to a hospice. For me, the word hospice was mean something really, really, somewhere I didn't want to go.
Yeah, I kind of pushed the idea because I wanted to come and see it for myself.
I've got to say, we haven't looked back.
It's awesome.
It was so easing, I suppose, to come into a place where everybody was so accepting of our anxiety. The kids like Sophie and all the kids that are here in Zoe's Place, that detail about just being able to look at them and know the difference whether they're well or not well, because they can't communicate properly. They can't always tell you exactly what they're feeling. The staff, they just understood it. They just got it. They just got the fact that we're over anxious parents, but we're over anxious for a reason. And they made it. Certainly made me feel really at ease. Sophie definitely got a trust before we did. She fell in love with the staff here.
Yeah.
And the whole place.
Yeah. And to this day, she still loves it.
But more importantly, she feels that she's safe here, and we feel she's safe here.
I think that Sophie loves about coming here is she gets to play with Lisa, and she loves doing messy play. Every time he says, "Well, we're going to Zoe's tomorrow," is Lisa going to be there? I'm going to do messy play. So
Sophie has the ability to get glitter absolutely everywhere. Once you get through the door, it's like a proper home in here. It's really welcome.
Initially, when Sophie first started coming to Zoe's, first thing I'd do is go home and lay on the couch and sleep for a few hours. Just as the times progressed, it enabled me to catch up on housework, socialise, which is something we haven't been able to do a great deal of. Get back on my bike. I love cycling.
It's also it's a really good time to be able to spend time with Amelia. If Sophie comes from Zoe's for the day, we're able to go and spend that real just one-on-one time that Amelia, I think, sometimes just needs. Go swimming, or we just go to the park. Yeah. That's what I think is more important. It gives us is that ability to be full parents to Amelia as well, and give her what she needs from us. So much more than just supporting Sophie here. They support the family. Zoe's Place always do a really good Christmas party. We get to go see Father Christmas, and the kids look forward to it. And it's always good because Zoe's Father Christmas has always got more time to spend with the kids because they understand the need. But Zoe's went the extra mile, and they made sure that we still had Father Christmas here just for the Zoe's Place kids. So all the kids got to come in socially distanced in their own little time slot, and they still got that experience of Christmas, which not every kid got last year. We still got that here.
It's been a godsend, really, hasn't it?
So thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'd like to say a massive thank you to our supporters for continuing to donate. Without your support and help, we won't be able to continue the vital work we do for our children and our families. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Christina Morton. I've got 2 disabled children with very complex needs. So at home there's myself, Christina, me partner William, my stepdaughter Francesca, we've got Laura Jane who's 8 and Mason who's 2, and we've got the cat Socks. He's also 2. He was born just after Mason. On a day-to-day basis with the family can be a bit stressful. Early mornings tend to be from about 3 o'clock in the morning to 6:30, maybe till about 8 o'clock when our eldest Laura Jane gets picked up for school. Laura Jane comes home from school at 4 o'clock. Laura Jane's had her tea. Mason will then have to have his tea, so he'll get his feeding pump. It gets to about 6 o'clock. Both children are starting to settle for the night. We lie Mason one end of the couch and Laura Jane the opposite end of the couch. but they're both close together because they both like to know that the other one's there. It's hard because once the children are in bed, they look settled, they look so peaceful, but you don't know if they're going to sleep. So you try to stay away for as long as you can to make sure they're both asleep, and then guarantee at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, one of them are waking up, and you don't know whether they're waking up just because they want moving, or whether they're waking up because they're having a seizure, or they can't get the breath. We first heard about Zoe's place when we took Laura Jane to a hospital appointment. It was mentioned about hospice, and the word hospice to me means no going back, sickness, all the things you don't want to hear as a mum. Which was hard to hear. I thought I was going to lose my little girl. The first time we come to Zoe's place, it's still a little bit daunting, but we'll give it a go for my little girl, anything to help my little girl. Same as Dad felt the same. We walked in and it was just homely. They were lovely. It was just like a family that you never knew you had. You felt safe. You felt like there was a weight had been lifted. When Mason is at Zoe's place, it's a little less stressful at home. You know, Mason's getting looked after. Laura Jane's gone to school. So we can either catch up on a good need to sleep. It's nice to be able to feel relaxed in a way. And me and Dad can have time on our own. Time to be Billy and Christina. Mason is in overnight and Laura Jane's in respite as well. We book a hotel room and we'll go for something to eat and then go back to the hotel room. And I'll have a bath. We don't have a bath, we have a wet room. That's my switch off. I'd like to thank everyone who donates to Zoe's place. It means a lot, and it does help.
Thank you for tuning in to the VIP premiere of the Zoe's Place Christmas Giving campaign for 2021. Hopefully the videos that you've seen over the last 20 minutes will show you where your money's gone and why your support has been so important to us. This campaign goes live to the wider public tomorrow, and I'd ask you, if you can, please would you consider sharing our posts across your social media channels and maybe telling other people why you support Zoe's Place. If you're able to as well, please consider financially supporting us once again. I'm so grateful that you're part of the huge network of people that make our work possible. And on behalf of the families, I'd like to say once again, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I hope that you and those that are close to you have a really peaceful Christmas. Thank you.